Good morning. It's Sunday here at the Writer House, and we have quite a bit of chores to do around the house today, or at least things that I want to get done. So I am making us a pretty big breakfast today. We're doing fajita sausage casserole. I'm going to do a fruit salad, and I'm also going to do some biscuits. And we're just going to have a good hearty meal early this morning. It's like 7:30. And then we're gonna just do chores around the house today. So I'm gonna start with the sausage casserole, and the website is on, or the recipe is on sagerootnutrition.com. It calls for like hash browns or potatoes. I'm gonna change that up and actually use sweet potatoes today. So the first thing I do is I've got the oven preheating at 450, and then I'm just gonna dice up these potatoes, pretty cubes, however small you want them. And then I've got a 13 by 9 inch pan here that I have greased, and I'm just gonna chop all these up, and these actually go in the oven first. They go in for about 20 minutes, get them all just crispy and good. And then we'll dump all the rest of our ingredients on top and let all that bake. And the good thing that I love about this, and especially like using the 13 by 9 pan, is I tend to not like cheese. I just don't do a whole lot of dairy. So I can put cheese on my husband's half, and then I can do half without cheese. And then also doing something this big will give us a lot of leftovers, so he can have breakfast for the week, because we're on different schedules. So he works nights, so he's getting up at like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and then so he'll have a good breakfast that he can just easily reheat. And I have my normal breakfast, but he's out the door, he's good to go. And we had a great Sunday meal, and then we also had he's got great leftovers for the week. So just about ready to chop all these up. And I peeled 3, thinking I was gonna need 3, but it looks like just 2 is all I'm gonna need for the bottom of this pan. Fills the bottom, makes a good layer on the bottom. This is a greased 13 by 9 pan. I'll save the other one for meal prep later today. So that's it. So this is the first step. I've made a layer of sweet potatoes at the bottom, and I'm gonna pop these in the oven 450 for 20 minutes, and then when they're hot, I'll top with all the rest of this. Okay, so next in our sausage fajita breakfast casserole is gonna chop up all my veggies. So I've got a quarter of an onion. This was a very, very large onion. So I've got a quarter of an onion here, and again, I think these onion veggies we got at Costco, because we use a lot of onions, so I tend to stock up on them. So I'm just gonna chop this up. I do rough chop for just about everything, and then I mix it up in the pan. So I've got my onions chopped up. I'm also going to chop up the jalapeno. The recipe, which is on sagerootnutrition.com, calls for 1 jalapeno. We like things here a little bit spicier, so I'm going to add 2, and I'm not gonna seed them. You feel free, you do what's best for your family, but I know for us, we like some things a little on the heated side, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave the seeds in. I'm gonna roughly chop these, and same with the peppers. If you like peppers, add as many as you want. If you are not a pepper person, leave the peppers out of it. One other thing that I will say is that I got all of this at the farmer's, at the little produce stand. Keep in mind that you have to use this stuff quickly. So when you can make a good, you can buy 2 or 3 peppers and then use it in a great recipe like this, and use all of them, or you make a soup. I know like today in St. Louis, it's a little cooler, it's rainy, it's like a perfect read a book, have a soup, that kind of thing. So if you can buy all this at the produce stand, you have to use it. So if you can come up with or get on sagerootnutrition.com and see all the stuff that I've got on there that you use fresh vegetables and stuff for, and you make all this, and then you've got leftovers for the week. I mean, I'm gonna make a soup later that we're not going to, I mean, we might eat today, but I mean, in reality, we're probably not. I think we're gonna try to do some smoking on the our smoker today, so we may not eat it, but we'll have it throughout the week. So just chop up your vegetables, rough chop, and then I'm gonna saute them all in the pan, add my sausage, then my potatoes are gonna come out of the oven, and I'll mix it all together back in the oven. Okay, now I heated my cast iron skillet. Now I'm gonna add all of my veggies. So I've got my onions, my green pepper, my red bell pepper. I got all my jalapenos. I also diced up just a half a tomato that I had in the refrigerator that I needed to use. And I will add that in when I add the sausage. But I'm gonna add all those veggies in, and then I'm gonna let these saute for just a couple of minutes, get a little bit soft, and then I'll add my sausage and tomatoes, let all that cook, and then I will add the eggs, or add these to my potatoes, which just came out of the oven, and then I'll dump all the eggs and goodness on top, and then bake again for 20 minutes. Okay, so while my sausage and veggies are on the stove and they're mixing up together, I'm gonna mix up the eggs. So I've got a third cup of milk, and then I'm gonna crack into that 6 eggs. You can use any type of milk you want. I just happen to have whole milk here, so that's what I used. I'm also gonna make some biscuits this morning, so whole milk is perfect for biscuits. And this is a Sunday treat. This is not something that I eat every day. This is, and I don't even eat a whole lot of this, right? You know, I probably have less than what the serving actually is, but this is a treat. And it also had, and I say that this is a treat for my diet. This is actually a really good meal. If trying to get good healthy vegetables in, trying to get eggs in, trying to get some, dairy in. This is a really good meal for that. It's just for me and my diet, I don't eat this all the time. I tend to do egg whites and a vegan sausage every morning for breakfast with a green smoothie, and then I eat vegetables throughout the day. So 6 eggs, third cup of milk. I'm gonna add some salt to this. And you could add kind of whatever spices that you wanted. Again, this is kind of a Mexican theme, so some pepper goes in there too. I'm gonna add some garlic, and I'm actually gonna add one other, I like garlic, so I add a little bit more. I'm gonna add one other ingredient. So I'm actually gonna add some sage to this. And I love sage. It's also part of the reason I named it Sage Root Nutrition. But sage goes so well with sweet potatoes and sausage. So I'm gonna add a little bit of sage to my eggs here. And then I'm gonna whisk this up, and it's ready to go for when my sausage and peppers are done. I'm gonna layer that on top of my sweet potatoes, add my eggs, and I am ready to pop that in. All right, so I've got my sausage, onion, pepper mixture about done here. I added my tomatoes. I've got my sweet potatoes done. I got my egg mixture. Now it's time to just combine all of this. If you are using a cast iron skillet like I'm using here, it is hot. So be extremely careful whenever you are spooning this in, or if you pick it up and dump. Whatever you do, just be extremely careful. All the good stuff out of there. All right, spread that around, even layer on top of my potatoes. Then I'm going to pour my egg mixture over the top. Get that all evenly distributed. And then I'm gonna add my cheese. Now, I didn't have any Mexican blend. You can get the Mexican blend. What I had, we have this Cabot cheese aged white cheddar that is delightful. So I'm just gonna grate that on. And again, I'm gonna just put it on like probably 3/4 of the actual casserole because I don't want all that cheese, especially with all of the milk that's in here. So again, just, you can buy the shredded, it's easy. But great, you know, cover with cheese, and then we're gonna pop in the oven. I did lower the temp on my oven to 350, and then we're gonna bake for 20 minutes. So if you're grating or if you're just sprinkling, spread that cheese out evenly and pop it in the oven.